It's being shit. I have written really so much clearly many about 780 question read from this blood circulation. Is now that video is not recorded. What is problem on my uh, phone, man? Again, I need to read shit. Now I will cover main question only. Okay, just listen. What is the main function of blood cell? The main function of blood cell is to transport oxygen from lungs to tissue and carbon dioxide from tissue to lungs. Names non-glandular leukocytes means leukocytes, monocytes. Right, and two parts of body in which white blood cells are produced. Two parts of body in which white blood cells are produced are lymph node and the bone marrow. Write down the function of fibrinogen in plasma. The function of fibrinogen in present in plasma helps to blood clotting. And write the name of vein in which pure blood flow means pulmonary vein. Uric acid is the acid produced in the body as byproduct due to decomposition of urine present in the cells and the blood food. What is vein? Vein is the thin wall blood vessel that carries blood from different parts of body to back to the heart. What is blood pressure? Blood pressure is defined as the force with which body pushes against the wall of arteries. It is generally measured in terms of how long high it pushes the mercury column. Yes, and spike manometer is used for measuring blood pressure. An organ that excretes uric acid in human body is kidneys. Auricles receive blood from different parts of body which does not require extra force, but ventricles pump blood from heart to various parts of body. It requires extra force. Hence, ventricles are thick wall. Therefore, walls of auricles and ventricles are not same thickness. And valve, if diagram come with that veins, yes, blood vessels. Then if there is flow of what called blood just like a river, then that is called ventricle. Yes, and if there is straight, then that is auricle. Why? Because in ventricle the blood flow rate is slow. Yes, so that's why there is just like what called बाङ्गो परेको हुन्छ. Yes, and in arteries the blood flow is high. Yes, there is no chance of backflow of blood, so there is no any valve means बाङ्गो परेको, just like that's it. And pulmonary vein भनेको pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood from lungs to the left auricle, and pulmonary artery भनेको pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification. Pulmonary vein rises from lungs, pulmonary artery rises from the ventricle. Systematic circulation is the circulation of blood from left ventricle to the right auricle through body parts. Pulmonary circulation is the circulation of blood from the right ventricle to left auricle. Yes, systematic circulation in where pure blood is supplied to the various parts and impure blood is collected back to heart. Pulmonary artery circulation भनेको चाहिँ impure blood is circulated to the lungs and pure blood is collected to the heart. High blood pressure is caused due to consumption of salt food, spicy, oily food, fatty food, and not exercise, etc. Hemophilia is the sex-linked diseases that causes only in males, which means that is what called slow in blood clotting. And the next is preventive measures of diabetes. Obesity should be reduced, tension should be reduced, smoking alcohol should be avoided. Yes, and it's cause what is uric acid? Yes, uric acid causes of uric acid is when kidney cannot work effectively, when the metabolism of pure urine increases. Yes, and remember the internal structure of human heart. Yes, and that what called our left hand side is the right side of heart, and our right hand is the left side of human heart. Okay, remember this. Now if WBC, RBC and platelets comes in drawing, yes, you remember that in WBC there is the inside circle there is structure like stethoscope. Yes, and in what called RBC there is nothing. Yes, there is nothing, just there is one circle or color circle, only one type color. Yes, and in platelets there is dot. Yes, and now such and 3 precaution to reduce the amount of uric acid in blood: drink water several times, consume baking soda, reduce the consumption of pulsy food. Yes, and how does blood play important role in concept of transportation of protection? Because blood important role in concept of transportation as follow: transportation of respiratory gases, transportation of nutrients, transportation of waste product, transportation of body secretion. And blood play important role in context of protection as it prevents from defense defense against infection, prevents of blood loss. Yes, and blood plays important role in constant as follow. It control body temperature, control amount of water. Blood important in protection means WBC present in blood has to fight against diseases. Yes, and any two precaution to be taken to reduce high blood pressure or fatty food should be not be consumed. Smoking and drinking alcohol should be avoided. Yes, and next is name the kind of blood vessel shown in the figure. The kind of blood shown in the vein. Yes, and what is the role of structure? The role of structure is to circulate blood in proper direction. This structure present in all kinds of blood vessels. This structure present in the base of arteries. It is aorta in the mouth and the pulmonary artery inside the heart. You read more about this lesson from book. Yes, look diagram. Yes, and diagrammatic question may come. Yes, just like a number A is equals to 6,000 to 11,000, B is equals to 2 lakh to 4 lakh, and C is equals to what call 4 lakh 50,000 to 5 lakh. Yes, and 50 lakh 45 lakh to 50 lakh. It means that the number of what call red blood cell is more in our body. Yes, and lowest is WBC and platelets is average. Yes, and anemia may occur if present. Anemia causes if there is lack of WBC. Yes, if there is lack of red blood cell. If we have highest number of red blood cell, lowest number of WBC, and medium number of platelets. Yes, if there is lack of RBC, then anemia is caused. If there is lack of what called WBC, then cancer is caused, leukemia. Now this much for this lesson. Yes, I have made just like 20-minute video, but it has been deleted. Now I am going to next lesson, and that is about chromosome and sex determination. Yes, what are the chromosomes made of? Chromosomes are made of DNA and protein. Yes, and full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. And next is about how many types of centrosomes are there on the basis of position of centromere भनेको मेटासेन्ट्रिक. यो कसरी सम्झिनु भन्दाखेरि नि अब मसित कस्तो टाइम नै धेरै छैन हैन, मैले धेरै कभर गर्नुपर्ने छ. जस्तै अब एउटा सब्जेक्टलाई यत्रो टाइम दिएपछि, एउटा क्वेशनलाई यत्रो टाइम दिएपछि के हुन्छ हैन. जस्ट बट म अब अरु बेला पढ्ने बेलामा टाइम दिदिन. जस्ट दिस इज द भिडियो, सो आई एम मेकिङ यु अन्डरस्ट्यान्ड. यस, एन्ड हाउ टु नो द क्रोमोसोम्स चाहिँ कस्तो टाइपको भनेर डायग्राम दिन सकेको हुन्छ. अब त्यसलाई चिन्नुको लागि चाहिँ अब एउटा जस्तो कि मेटासेन्ट्रिक भन्ने बित्तिकै के सम्झिने भन्दाखेरि फेसबुक सम्झिने. फेसबुक ओपन गर्दाखेरि के हुन्छ, एड जस्तो टाइप आउँछ कि आउँदैन हो. एड जस्तो टाइप भन्नाले त्यसमा के हुँदो रहेछ, बीचमा काटिएको हुँदो रहेछ हो. बीचमा काटिएको छ भने के हुँदो रहेछ, मेटासेन्ट्रिक भन्नाले बीचमा यता एड जस्तो भएर बीचमा काटेको छ भने त्यसलाई मेटासेन्ट्रिक भन्दो रहेछ हैन. बीचमा काटेको छ भने के अरे, मेटासेन्ट्रिक. अब सब मेटासेन्ट्रिक भनेको तल होस् या माथि होस्, त्यो 20 देखि 75% कि त 25% मा काटेको हुनु पर्यो कि हैन. 50% मा काटेकोलाई मेटासेन्ट्रिक भयो हैन, फेसबुकको जस्तो. तर अलिकति माथि काट्यो भने त्यसलाई सब मेटासेन्ट्रिक सब भनेको आधामा काटेको हैन. अब अर्को भनेको चाहिँ एक्रोसेन्ट्रिक हैन. अक्कडो सम्झिने अक्कडो भनेको कस्तो, अब माथि पनि नकाटेको, मुनि पनि नकाटेको, बीचमा पनि नकाटेको, अल्टर ठाउँमा भएको के एक्रोसेन्ट्रिक भनेको चाहिँ अल्टर ठाउँमा भएको. जस्तो कि त अलिकति माथि छाडिएको लामो लङ आर्म भएको हैन, त्यसलाई के भन्छ, एक्रोसेन्ट्रिक भनिन्छ. अब टेलोसेन्ट्रिक ठेलो भनेको चाहिँ यसबाट के सम्झिने भन्दाखेरि, अब टालो भनेर सम्झिँदा नि हुन्छ. टालो भन्नाले अब जस्ट दुईटालाई टच गरेर स्टार्ट झ्याप्प टालेको छ नि त, माथि टालेको छ अथवा तल टालेको छ भने टेलोसेन्ट्रिक भन्दा हुन्छ. अथवा अझै सम्झिनु भएन भने टीबाट के हुन्छ, टप हुन्छ. टप भनेको के हुन्छ, टपमा भएको के ठ्याक्कमा टपमा भएको जस्तो कि द क्रोमोसोम्स ह्याभिङ सेन्ट्रोमोर एट द इन्ड अफ क्रोमेटिक इन्ड भनेको टपमा हो नि त हो त्यही सम्झिँदा भइहाल्छ है यसलाई सम्झिनुको लागि अब ह्युमन बिङ्समा 46 वटा क्रोमोजोम्स हुन्छ अनि गोरिलामा 48 वटा chromosomes of somatic cell, okay, and frogma 26, housefliesma 12, and what happened, Divya? Now next is, what do you mean by sex determination? During sexual reproduction, the process of don't talk, okay? Okay. What do you mean by sex determination? During sexual reproduction, the formation of male or female organisms during the fusion of male gamete and female gamete. Sex determination means what is your sex? Yes? Male or female, just like that. During sexual reproduction, formation of male or female during the fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called sex determination. Now, next important question is, how is sex determined in human beings? Yes, the somatic or diploid cell of human beings consists of 23 pair of chromosomes. Remember this. The diploid cell of human beings consists of 23 pairs of what called 23 pairs of chromosomes. Among them, 22 pair are autosomes. Means autosome means the ape aune. Yes, autosome means ape aune. 22 pairs are autosomes, and remaining one pair are remaining one pairs are sex chromosomes. Is diploid cell of male have 22 pair of chromosomes and 22 pairs of chromosomes and two types of sex chromosome X and Y, and each diploid cell of female have 22 pairs of autosomes and two pairs of sex chromosomes X and X. Yes, and during sexual reproduction, yes, during the formation of gametes, yes, male gametes have 50% X chromosomes and 50% Y chromosomes. When the male gametes and female have 50% X chromosomes, 50% X chromosomes, and when the male gametes having X chromosome fuse with the female gametes yes, male gametes X chromosome fuse with female gametes, then baby girl is produced. X and X is equals to baby girl. And when the male gametes having Y chromosomes fuse with the female gametes, baby boy is produced. XY Y भन्नाले अब कसरी सम्झिन X and X जस्तो कि X and Y जस्तो कि X and X भनेको गर्ल हो हैन X and X girls are very runche. Yes, you know, girls are very runche. Not every girl says think that girls are runche, so what they say during, right? Yes, yes, they cry like this. Yes, means they say X. Yes, feel this X, just like this. Yes, it means that if X and X then girl, then X and Y, they cry like this. Yes, it says that girl cry means it is X chromosomes, means girl is X and X then girl. Yes, and if there is alertness X and Y then boy. Just no need to think more than this. And what is chromosal disorder? Chromosal disorder is the cause in human beings due to the increase or decrease in number of chromosomes. It's called chromosal disorder. Yes, hemophilia. Yes, Down syndrome, Turner syndromes, etc. are the example of chromosome disorder. And write short notes about Down syndrome. Down syndrome भनेको चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि there is Down syndrome is the chromosal disorder occurred due to the addition of extra chromosome in 21 chromosomes. 21 नम्बरको 21 भन्ने नाम गरेको क्रोमोसोम चाहिँ एक्स्ट्रा भएको हुन्छ, त्यसलाई चाहिँ के भनिन्छ डाउन सिन्ड्रोम भनिन्छ हैन। अब डाउन सिन्ड्रोम भनेको चाहिँ अब डाउन सिन्ड्रोम है, अब डाउन सिन्ड्रोम भन्ने बित्तिकै याद गरिहाल्नु कि के हुन्छ डाउन भनेको तल भन्ने बित्तिकै हाइट सानो हुने भयो हैन, ड्राफिजम हैन, अनि अर्को भनेको गोलो अनुहार हैन, हाफ ओपन माउथ, अनि के भन्छ साइकोलोजिकल एन्ड फिजिकल ल्याक अफ डेभलपमेन्ट, मेन्टल एन्ड फिजिकल ल्याक अफ मेन्टल डेभलपमेन्ट, यो भइहाल्यो हैन डाउन सिन्ड्रोमको। अब अर्को भनेको क्लिनीफेल्टर सिन्ड्रोम भनेको चाहिँ वे देयर इज मोर नम्बर एडिसन अफ एक्स क्रोमोजम्स हैन। अब हेर्नु है एक्स एन्ड एक्स क्रोमोजम हुँदा के हुन्छ, एक्स एन्ड एक्स एक्स एन्ड एक्स क्रोमोजोम हुँदा गल ब्रोन हुन्छ नि त हो। तर यो क्लिनीफेल्टरमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि एक्स हामीसँग त के हुन्छ एक्स एन्ड वाइ भएको हुन्छ नि त, केटा हुन्छ। तर अब त्यसमा अझै एक्स थप्यो अरे भनेपछि केटीको लक्षण आउने भयो नि त हो। क्लिनीफेल्टर भनेको चाहिँ अब केबाट किन्डर भनेको छक्का, यस हो त्यस्तो छक्कामा परिणत हुँदै के हुन्छ ब्रिस्ट डेभलप हुन्छ केटाको होइन। देयर विल बी वाट कल पब्लिक हेयर जस्ट लाइक फिमेल होइन, फिमेल प्याटर्नको पब्लिक हेयर आउँछ। अनि स्मल जेनिटल होइन, दाना दुनी सानो, यस ओ वाट आई टक म्यान, यस एन्ड नेक्स्ट इज लो आइक्यू, यस एन्ड पुवर बियर्ड हेयर, यस दिस ओन्ली एन्ड इन्फर्टिलिटी, रिमेम्बर दिस। अनि अर्को भनेको चाहिँ टर्नर सिन्ड्रम भनेको चाहिँ के हुन्छ गर्ल्समा हुन्छ के, मतलब देयर इज इट इज ड्यु टु ल्याक अफ एक्स क्रोमोजम्स। टर्नर भनेको चाहिँ अब केटीबाट केटामा परिणत हुने जस्तो टाइपको के, यस केटीबाट केटामा। क्लिनीफिल्टर भनेको चाहिँ छक्कामा परिणत, केटा मान्छे छक्कामा परिणत हुने, यहाँ के हुन्छ एक्स क्रोमोजम बढी भएर। अब यो टर्नर सिन्ड्रोममा चाहिँ टर्न हुने के केटी हुन्छ, अब टर्न हुन्छ केमा हुन्छ केटामा टर्न हुने। अब यस्तोमा के हुन्छ ड्यु टु ल्याक अफ एक्स क्रोमोजम्स होइन। अनि यसमा चाहिँ के क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्सहरू हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि पुवरली डेभलप ओभरिज होइन, ओभरिज डेभलप भएको हुँदैन, मेन्चुरेसन पिरियड हुँदैन, अनि स्टरिलिटी इन भनेको बाँझोपन इन फिमेल, यस remember this okay. And what is aneuploidy? Aneuploidy is the increase or decrease in number in the daughter cells when the chromatids of mother do not divide properly is called what called aneuploidy. अनि यो भनेपछि भइहाल्यो। अब केन्टिकोर भनेको द सेन्ट्रोमोर अफ क्रोमोसोम इज कल्ड केन्टिकोर, द सेन्ट्रोमोर अफ क्रोमोसोम इज कल्ड सेन्ट्रिमोर, the centromere of chromosome is called kinetochore. Yes, and chromosome is made of DNA and protein. Metacentric chromosome, the chromosome having centromere in the middle and equal arms is called metacentric chromosome. Sex determination during sexual reproduction, the process of formation of male and female organism during the fusion of male and female gametes, it's called sex determination. Chromosomal disorder is the already Klinefelter syndrome भनेको Klinefelter syndrome is a chromosomal disorder which occurs due to addition of sex chromosome X chromosomes and the number of chromosomes become 47 XXY centromere. Yes, अनि अर्को भनेको how many chromosomes are found in human body? Human beings मा 46, gorilla मा 48. These sex chromosomes are found in male and female. The sex chromosomes found in male are X and Y, and the chromosomes found in female are X and X. Sex chromosomes, the chromosomes that determine the sex of organisms is called sex chromosomes. The main function of sex chromosomes is to determine male or female. And सबै भनिसके है। yes this must to remember from this. अब यो हजुरहरूले अझै डायग्राम पनि त्यो क्यान जस्टिफाई द क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स अफ वुमेन इज नट रेस्पोन्सिबल टु गिभ बर्थमा पनि त्यो अघि मैले जुन भनेको थिएँ नि त्यो अगाडि हो त्यही एक्सप्लेन गरिदिँदा भइहाल्छ। अब यसमा हजुरहरूले डायग्राम बनाइदिन सक्नुहुन्छ, जस्तै 44 + XY अनि 44 + XX होइन मेल र फिमेलको, अनि 22X 22Y 22X 22Y तल्लो लाइनमा। अब त्यस पछाडि X + X जोडियो भने फिमेल बन्छ, अनि X + Y जोडियो भने फिमेल बन्छ, हो त्यसरी गर्नु पर्यो। अब अर्को भनेको Asexual and sexual reproduction, unit 18. Yes, and from here I am going to read the very important question only. Yes, and now I begin with the answer. What is the sexual reproduction? Asexual reproduction, the reproduction which takes place without the fusion of male and female gametes is called asexual reproduction. And still the basic features of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction ma male and female organisms are not involved, right? And the offspring produced by asexual reproduction is genetically identical to their parents, and gametes are not produced, and it is the rapid and easy method of reproduction. अनि अर्को भनेको what is binary fission? The method of asexual reproduction in which the parent's body divides into two daughter organisms is called binary fission. यो कसकोमा हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि organisms like amoeba, paramecium, diatoms, bacteria. And next is what is multiple fission? Multiple fission is the method of asexual reproduction in which a parent organism splits into more than two daughters. जस्तै यो चाहिँ प्लास्मोडियम एमोएबामा हुन्छ है। अनि अर्को भनेको any two organisms that reproduce multiple fission as amoeba, plasmodium. And next question is what is spore? Sporulation. Sporulation is the method of asexual reproduction which takes place by the formation of spore. Yes, formation of spore. And next question is, what do you mean by fragmentation? Fragmentation or regeneration is the method of sexual reproduction in which multicellular organism breaks into two or more fragments, parts, and each fragments grows into new complete organism. And the ability of an individual fragment of an organism to replace the lost part is called regeneration. It is common in the animals like hydra, sponge, starfish, etc. And the next question is, what is vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation is the method of asexual reproduction in which new plant are growth produced by cutting, sowing, grafting of the vegetative parts of a plant like root, stem, leaves, etc. Yes, and next question is, name one part that reproduces through root. Dahlia is the plant that reproduces through root. Yes, and through potato. Though potato is seed-bearing plant, it is reproduced through the vegetative propagation. Why? Though the potato is the seed-bearing plant, it reproduces asexually through vegetative propagation because potato does not produce viable seed. Viable seed means the seed that can be what called monocotyledons, dicotyledons, that does not bear cotyledons. Yes. Which is suitable for producing new plant. And write down the significance of asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction produce new individual with exact identical to their parents. It is cheaper, easier, and faster method of reproduction. It does not require. It does not produce the plants which does not produce viable seed. This can easily be transferred through the asexual reproduction. And I am going to read the most important question is, why is vegetable propagation beneficial to farmers? Yes, plants like sugarcane, rose, potato, banana, grapes which do not produce viable seed. Yes, viable seed भन्नाले के भन्नु त्यो seed हो जुन चाहिँ स्वतन्त्र तरिकाले उम्रन सक्दैन. Yes, can be propagated by this method. Yes, it is cheaper, faster method. By this method, seedless fruits like grapes, orange, etc. can be produced. Yes, and the new plant obtained by this method are genetically identical to their parents. Yes, the plants grown by this method can be produced, gives fruits very fast earlier. Yes, a mango plant grown by grafting is better than the from seed. Why? In grafting, the stem of mango of superior quality is grafted on the stem of local mango. Yes, in grafting, the stem of mango of superior quality is grafted on the stem of local mango. Therefore, a mango plant grown by grafting is better than from seed. Yes, binary fission, multiple fission. This you know. Yes, you are very intelligent. I know that. A new rose is a plant grown by planting a piece of stem in soil. Yes, this type of reproduction is called vegetative propagation by stem. This type of reproduction is more beneficial than the other types of reproduction due to the following reasons. Farmers can grow large number of plants by this method. The plants which do not produce viable seed can be produced by this method. The plants produced by this method bear flower earlier than those plants which are produced by seed. This types of reproduction: fission, amoeba, budding, hydra, sporulation, moss, vegetative propagation, sugarcane, regeneration, tapeworm. Yes, vegetative propagation is beneficial to the farmers. Already you read how many times to read. Yes, and now next is the plants that reproduce by stem, leaf, and leaf, root, stem and leaf are root butter dahlia, and stem butter rose, and leaf butter baryophyllum. And what is sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction is the complex process in which reproduction takes place by the fusion of male and female gametes. Yes, and this process is common in the higher plants and animals, and defined by bisexual reproduction. Bisexuals means the animal having both male and bi means two. Yes, the animals having both male and female reproductive organ is called bisexual. Yes, and such individuals produce both male and female gametes. Yes, orthworm, leech, hydra, tapeworm, ligure, fluke, etc. And the next question is, where does the pollen grains form in the flower? In a flower, pollen grains are formed in anther of stamen. And the next is difference between the self pollination and cross pollination. Self pollination is the process in the transfer of pollen grains from anther of stamen of the same flower to the stigma of another genetically identical flower of the same plant. Cross pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther of flower of one plant to stigma of flower of another plant of the same species but different plant. External agent pollination are not required in self pollination. Cross pollination external agent like wind, water, insect are required. Self pollination does not help in variation. Cross pollination help in variation. Fertilization is the process in which fusion of male and female gametes to form a zygote. Forms zygote. Which zygote form? Zygote is formed by the fusion of male and female gametes, and pollination means the process of transfer of pollen grain from anther of stamen to the stigma of flower, and fertilization is the process of formation of zygote by fusion of male and female gametes, and the pollination is process found only in flowering plant. Fertilization is the process is common in both flowering plant and animal that produced by sexual method. Mention any two advantages of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction brings out variation in offspring which leads to evolution. Sexual reproduction brings continuity in the generation. Ovum means it is the female gametes having haploid chromosomes. Zygote is a fertilized ovum having diploid chromosomes. And next is it is ovum is formed by the oogenesis and zygote is formed by fertilization. How many chromosomes are there in ovum and zygote? Ovum and zygote contain n and 2n number of chromosomes respectively, because ovum is formed by meiosis and zygote is formed by the fusion of haploid gametes. Asexual reproduction takes without contact, and sexual there is involved of male and female gametes, and this produce is common in primitive plants and animals. Asexual, sexual is higher plants and animals. This much okay. External fertilizers means fusion of male and female gametes takes place outside the flower, and internal fertilization takes here the fusion of male and female gametes takes place inside the human side female body. Yes, and mating of female gametes is not necessary in external fertilization. Internal fertilization mating is necessary. And what is significance of sexual reproduction in evolution? Crossover takes place in mitoic cell. Yes, so meiosis is responsible for sexual reproduction in organisms. Due to crossing over, chromosomes are reshuffled during the formation of gametes. As the result, new combination of characters appears in the offspring. It brings variation in the organisms, which is responsible for evolution of the organisms. Sperm is formed smaller inside, ovum is larger inside. Sperm it is haploid male sex cell produced by male sex organ. Ovum, it is the haploid female sex produced by female sex organ. And next question is offspring produced by dissimilar. How many chromosomes are there in human sperms and zygote? There are 23 chromosomes in human sperms and 23 pair of chromosomes in human zygote. Name organisms that produce by multiple fission. Multiple fission मा produce हुने एनिमलहरु भनेको प्लास्मोडियम एमोइबिया हो. Plenary reproduced by process of regeneration. What does it mean? The statement plenary reproduced by regeneration means that when a planaria is divided into two or more parts, each part of planaria grows into new organisms. Yes, and name organisms brought by asexual reproduction. Hydra, amoeba. Binary fission process in which one parent's body divides into two only daughters organisms is called binary fission. External fertilizer fusion of male organs outside the body. Cycon, the plant's shoot system is taken for grafting is called SCION. Cycon, the plant's shoot system is taken is called cycon. And next is female gametes भनेको यहाँ पे female male sex organs produced by male gametes भनेको produced by male sex organ, female gametes produced by female sex organ, smaller in size, larger in size. Yes, and I request you to read the sexual reproduction in plants. Yes, pollination and fertilization, and this must do it. Yes, and need reproductive part of flower plant is calyx, corolla, petal, stamen. And next is artificial. Now unit 18. Only unit 18 is it's been too long time. Yes, and unit 18. Artificial vegetative propagation in plants. What is artificial vegetative propagation? The method of asexual reproduction in which numerous plants are produced from vegetative parts of plants, root, stem. Artificial is called artificial vegetative propagation. Advantages of artificial vegetative propagation: plants like sugar with have no viable seed are propagated by this method. Cheaper, faster method. By this method, seedless fruits can be produced. The new plants with obtained by this plant are genetically identical with the parents. The seeds produced by this method bear flowers and fruit much more earlier than plants grown by seed. Yes, and next is a new roots plant is grown by planting a piece of stem in the soil. The types of reproduction is vegetative propagation by stem. And next question. Wow, completed. How does artificial reproduction help in excess production of plant? A large number of plants can be produced within a short period of time. Yes, by artificial vegetative propagation, the fruit plants produced by artificial vegetative propagation bear fruits earlier than these plants obtained from seed. Yes, quality of these plants can be improved by grafting the stem advance. And now next, what is layering? The process of growing new plant by developing root on the branches of parents plant is called layering. Cycon, the plant whose shoot system is taken for grafting is called cycon. भनेको shoot भनेको stem parts लाई लिएकोलाई cycon भनिन्छ हैन. The plant whose upper part of cycon and the whose lower part root system is taken is called stalk. What is the part of plant called the used in the root grafting? The part of root plant used for root is called stalk. अनि अर्को भनेको how can simple layering in simple layering a long flexible and more stem more than 1 year age is bent down and stem is buried into the soil about 20 centimeter away from the tip. After 2-3 months the buried portion develop roots. Then the plants is prepared. Yes, separated from the parents plant. Generally new plants are separated from parents plant at the end of rainy season. Very simple. Reason for using tissue culture. Yes, seedless plant can be produced by this method. A large number of new plant of flowers produced by these plants. And right, importance of tissue culture. A large number of plants can be produced by tissue culture. Yes, or a large number of sterilized hybrid plants can be produced by this method. Air layering भनेको चाहिँ in air layering the bark of the stem of about 2 years age is removed in the shape of ring. Yes, the portion of stem is covered with moist soil and cloth. We can the portion of stem can be covered with the moss and plastic to make it airproof. To cover the portion, develop roots within 1 to 2 months. Then plants can be separated from the parents plant. Yes, and next question is how does artificial reproduction help in the excess production of fruit? A large number of plants can be produced within a short period of time. The fruits produced by this propagation bear earlier than other plants. Yes, quality of these plants is improved. Tissue culture of method of artificial vegetative propagation plays important role for forestry, horticulture and agriculture fish because a large number of plants can be produced by this tissue culture. Yes, endangered animal can be conserved. A large number of hybrid plants can be produced by this method. Stepwise process to grow the maize plant in laboratory by tissue culture. In laboratory, an artificial medium is prepared for tissue culture, which is called the culture solution. Yes, artificial medium is prepared for tissue culture, which is called culture solution. The culture solution consists of nutrients and plant hormones. A small lump of plant is taken and kept in the culture solution under sterile condition. This lump is called callus. When the callus gets nutrients, hormones, it grows and develops root system. Yes, and when the callus develops roots and shoots, it cuts into several tiny planets. The planets of plantlets of plant with root and shoot are kept in the greenhouse for growth and then planted into soil. In this way, new plantlets of plants are propagated by tissue culture. And this must do from this lesson. Now heredity unit 19. How many lessons do I have? I have 23 lessons. Unit 19 is I am worried about my space. No, too much space consuming. Heredity. Yes, heredity भनेको अब why is Mendel called the father of genetics? Yes, Mendel called the father of genetics. Gregor Johann Mendel, an Austrian monk, is considered the father of genetics because he introduced the concept of genes as the basic unit of heredity for the first time. And next is what is heredity? Heredity is the phenomenon by which living beings transmit parental characteristics to their offspring. And is the phenomenon by which living organisms transmit parental characteristics to their offspring. And what are genes? Genes are tiny unit of heredity located in chromosomes. They are arranged in chromosome linear features. No need to remember this. Next is what are dominant characteristics? The characteristics which are prominent and appear in successive generation are called dominant characteristics. And what are recessive example I have in cross pollination between tall and plants, tall pea plant and draft pea plant. Tall is dominant characteristics. Yes. What are recessive characteristics? The recessive characteristics which the suppressed characteristic, the characteristics which remain unexpressed in successive generation are called recessive characteristics. In cross pollination between tall plant and draft pea plant, draft is recessive characteristics. And write any two dominant and recessive characteristics of human beings. Free earlobes and dimple cheeks are dominant characteristics. Dominant characteristic dimple cheeks, but I don't have, man. And similarly earlobes and earlobes भनेको इयर छुट्टिएको अब इयर एट्याच इयरलोब्स भनेको यो कान तले जोडिएको कि यो के भन्छ यो जसित जलाइनसितै जोडिएको यो एट्याच इयरलोब्स एन्ड नन डिम्पल चिक्स आर रेसेसिभ क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स. What are hybrids? Hybrids are the organisms produced after cross fertilization between two genetically different organisms. The process by which hybrids are produced is called hybridization. And the process by which hybrids are produced is called hybridization. Hybrids are the organisms produced after cross fertilization between genetically different organisms. And example, monohybrids, dihybrids. Hybrids are various types. Polyhybrids and monohybrids भनेको the cross involving only one pair of contrasting characteristics is called monohybrid. Dihybrid means cross involving two pairs of contrasting characteristics. As the result of monohybrid, offspring having phenotypic ratio of 3:1 is produced in filial generation 2. Yes, and example, cross between a tall pea plant and draft pea plant. As a result of dihybrid crossspring having phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1 are produced in F2 generation. As example, cross between red tall pea plant with white draft pea plant. Phenotype means the external appearance of organisms. Genotype means the genetic makeup of an organism. Phenotype is expressed in words tall, short, and genotype is expressed in letters TT for pure tall plant, and hybrid tall plant means TT, pure tall draft means TT, small TT. Yes, dominant characteristics and successive recessive characteristics is driven hidden in successive generation. And dominant characteristics is suppressed the recessive characteristics. Recessive characteristics is suppressed by dominant characteristics. Why did Mendel select pea plant for his study? Give 4 reasons. Yes, pea plant contain large number of contrasting characteristics in pair as tall, short, round, winkle, yes, and smooth, etc. They have short life cycle and can be cultivated easily. Breeding can be done easily in pea plant because of structure of flower. Yes, in pea plant it is easy to get pure lines for several generations due to self-pollination. They produce a large number of offspring after fertilization, and hybrid produce after cross fertilization are fertile. Law of dominance. According to the Mendel's experiment, law of dominance states that in crossing between pure organism for contrasting characteristics of pair, only one character in crossing between organisms for contrasting characteristics of a pair, only one characteristics of the pair appears in first filial generation. This is called law of dominance. Yes, and when pure next is state Mendel law of segregation or law of purity gametes. Mendel second law of segregation states that the hybrid obtained in first generation contain two contrasting characteristics of dominant and recessive nature. These characteristics remain together for a long period of time in hybrid but not mixed with each other and separated or segregated at the time of germination formation, so that each gametes gets only one characteristics. And next is show the genotype and phenotype of spring produced by crossing Drosophila with long wings and short with L, capital L, small l, L, now LL. फिलहाल generation L L L L L L L into L L L L L. What is monohybrid cross? The cross involving only one pair of contrasting characteristics is called monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross. What is variation? The structural difference that provide individuality to each member of a species. Structural difference that provide individuality to each member of a species is called variation. That is continuous variation. The variation that occurs gradually is called continuous variation. Mutation. Yes, mutation. Mutation means the variation that occurs suddenly is called discontinuous variation. Suddenly, yes, newly born baby without leg with extra finger, yes, that is called mutation. A sudden change is called sudden variation is called mutation. Structural difference that provides variation means the structural difference that provide individuality to each member is called variation. And next, does Mendel law apply to human beings too? State any two difficulties have faced if he carried experiment of human beings. Yes, Mendel law apply to human beings too, but while performing this experiment on human beings, many problems arises. Such as if in practical life it will be difficult for him to cross between selected men and women for any contrasting characteristics they might not accept for crossing due to social norms. Yes, men and female women do not have pure contrasting characteristics like that in pea plant. Yes, so we will have face problem for crossing any contrasting characteristics. Contrasting. How is hybrid produced? A hybrid is produced by crossing two genetically different individuals. Yes, and when many questions are here. Yes, and I'm leaving so many questions. What do you mean by genetic variation? Genetic variation is defined as the differences among the member of species. The full form of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, RNA, ribonucleic acid, and DNA is found in chromosomes, RNA found in nuclear cytoplasm. DNA is made of deoxyribose sugar, RNA ribose sugar. DNA is double. DNA is responsible for transporting hereditary characteristics from parents to offspring. RNA is responsible for protein synthesis. One question, okay. After mating of black dog with a brown dog, all offspring in the F1 generation were black. Why brown dog is not seen in the offspring? According to the Mendel's law of dominance, in crossing between two pure organisms for contrasting characteristics appear, only one characteristic appears in the first filial generation. The dominant characteristics suppress the recessive characteristics in F1 generation. When black dog and brown dog are crossed, all dogs become black, as the black characteristics suppress the brown characteristics in F1 generation. And next is, what are sex-linked diseases? The diseases which are found only in males or female is called sex-linked diseases. Example like blindness, color blindness, uterine cancer, breast cancer, and this belongs to the which generation belongs to this, and what is the what called phenotype ratio, genotype ratio, everything is important. Yes, phenotype ratio भनेको चाहिँ देखिने मात्रै के, जस्तै अब हाइब्रिड पनि त्यो अगाडिको त्यो डोमिनेन्समा पर्छ है. अनि अर्को भनेको जेनोटाइप भनेको चाहिँ हामीले जस्तै अब आर 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 छ भने त्यहाँ एउटा भयो, अनि आर आर र अर्को आर स्मल आर, दुईटा क्यापिटल आर छ भने त्यो एउटा भयो हैन जेनोटाइपमा. अब आर क्यापिटल आर स्मल आर छ भने त्यो दुईटा भयो, अनि इस्टु अब स्मल अर्को आर आर छ भने त्यो 1 भयो, 1:2:1 भयो हैन. अब अर्को भनेको चाहिँ फेनोटाइप रेसियो भनेको चाहिँ अब जस्तो कि 3:1 हुनसक्छ कि म्याक्सिमम केसमा. कसरी भन्दा फर्स्ट जेनेरेसनमा कसरी भन्दाखेरि 3:1 भनेको सेकेन्ड जेनेरेसनमा जस्तै 3:1 भन्नाले अब तीनटा आर आर, अनि सेकेन्डमा पनि आर स्मल क्यापिटल आर स्मल आर, अनि अर्को पनि क्यापिटल आर स्मल आर छ भनेपछि तीनटा क्यापिटल आर भयो भने 3:1. What is gene? Gene is the tiny unity heredity which is found in the chromosomes. Phenotype is the external appearance of organism for contrasting characteristics. Scientific name of P is Pisum sativum. Pisum sativum. Monohybrid cross means involve only one contrasting characteristic. Mutation is the sudden Sudden heritable change in the genetic material of organism is called mutation. Second law of heredity means law of segregation states that the hybrid obtained in first filial generation contain two contrasting characteristics of dominant and recessive nature. These characteristics remain together for a longer period of time in the hybrid, yes, but not mix with each other and separate or segregate at the time of gamete formation so that each gamete gets only one characteristics, either dominant or recessive. Deoxyribonucleic acid difficulties experiment of woman भन्दाखेरि practical it is not already. Now I'll begin with the next chapter, unit 20. Yes, and oh, so much remaining. So unit 20. What is environmental pollution? Environmental pollution is the degradation of component of natural environment due to natural artificial causes. Yes, and next, what is water pollution? Yes, water pollution refers to the change in actual and original quality of water due to contamination in it. Yes, and next question is uh, methods of conservation and management of water resources. Afforestation, yes, generating awareness, adopting scientific way for distribution water, yes, recycling, reusing, proper management and control of water pollution, and conduction of campaign for conserving watershed, banning fishing using electricity or poison. And next is air pollution, the condition of degrading the quality of air by mixing different pollutants is called in the atmosphere is called air pollution. Yes, and into example of secondary air pollutants are formaldehyde and acetyl nitrate. Formaldehyde and acetyl nitrate. And next question is effect of water pollution is different diseases and bad smell, and roles played by green plants absorb carbon dioxide, they release oxygen to atmosphere. Yes. What are the causes of soil pollution? Mixing of household wastes on soil, yes, excessive use of pesticides, insecticides, yes. Causes of climate change in air pollution. Air pollution increases the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Long-term presence of greenhouse gases affect the pattern of rain cycle, which ultimately changes the global climate. Therefore, we can say that main causes of climate change is air pollution. Why does the river flowing nearby cities become polluted? People mix sewage water directly in the river. Similarly, they throw various waste materials, farm, house, office, hospitals, and buildings directly in a river, so the river getting polluted. What will we suggest neighbor to reduce? Do not use insecticide and pesticide. Manage agricultural waste properly. Avoid irrigation with polluted water. Yes, manage human etc. properly. Avoid radioactive wastes. And next. Clarify relation between destruction of historical archaeological monuments, buildings with industrialization. Industrialization, the amount of increases the amount of industrial gases like CO2, SO2, NO2, NO. Yes, these gases forms acid rain when mixed with water, red water. Yes, and the rain. The acid rain corrodes the historical monuments, buildings, and other archaeological movement made of marble and metals. More the industrialization, more in the destruction of historical and archaeological monuments and the buildings. Air pollution disrupt the biological growth of plant. The dust particle and smoke block the solar radiation. Yes, green plants do not get sufficient solar radiation. It decreases the rate of photosynthesis. Yes, such dust particle decrease the rate of photosynthesis. In this way, biological plants are disturbed by air pollution. As identified the three ways to manage domestic wastes. This will be transported away from the residential area. Yes, then waste will be segregated in biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, and biodegradable can be prepared the compost manner. Yes, and and non-biodegradable should be dumped or landfill. Yes, right application of forest nowadays for making house furniture, getting various medicines for fodder, grass, cattle. Air pollution, any for reason to justify air pollution in evidence in biological growth of plants as well as produce adverse effect on human health. Air pollution decreases amount of pollutants in environment which obstruct the entry of carbon dioxide in greenhouse gases, and it disturbs photosynthesis. Air pollution inhibits physical activities and growth of green plants. Polluted air causes problems like sleepiness, laziness. Polluted air causes diseases related to respiratory cancer, heart diseases. Oh, finally I have completed that. Which part? This biological? No. Which part of? the physics, no physics, no physics part. This is biological part. Only completed biological part. Now I'm going to read about the geology and astronomy. Astronomy. Yes, let's begin with the unit 21. Within a half an hour I can complete this. Yes, I will read very fast. I need to complete within a half an hour this, and then now I'm going to start this. What is the estimated age of Earth? The estimated age of Earth is 4.5 billion years ago. State hypothesis propounded by George Buffon about the origin of planets and satellites. According to the hypothesis propounded by George Buffon, the Earth, along with the other planets and satellites, was formed when a comet revolving around the universe struck the sun millions of years ago. Comets means stones, just like stones collides with struck with the suns millions years ago. Yes, and just like this. And what do you know about the Kant-Laplace nebular hypothesis about the origin of solar system? The nebular hypothesis was propounded by German philosopher Kant, and later it modified by the French mathematician Laplace. Yes, this hypothesis stated that nebular hypothesis state that the whole solar system, including our heavenly bodies, was in the form of nebula, extremely large mass of gas and dust particles. The nebula began to contract due to own gravity. Yes, due to this process, an outer ring was detached from the central core. When it started to revolve around the central core, which started to revolve around the central core, the masses began to collide with one another due to effect of gravitation. As the process continued, solar was formed. You get it? Not? Listen, okay. Hypothesis stated that the whole solar system, including other heavenly, was in the form of nebula, means the mass of large gas and dust particles. And the nebula began to contract due to its own gravity. Began to contract means be small. And due to this process, an outer ring was detached from the central core. अब के हुन्छ, अब पहिला ठुलो कभर गरिराखेको थियो, अब सानो कन्ट्र्याक्ट हुँदै गएपछि त्यो ठुलो कभर त त्यतिमै रहिराखेको नि त हो. त्यतिमै रहिरहेको भनेपछि the ring detached भयो from the central core, yes, which started revolving around the central core, and the masses began to collide. अब त्यो भएको त्यो के भन्छ, मासेसहरू सानो सानो हुँदै गयो, अनि तिनीहरू घुम्दै त्यो आफ्नो एरिया थियो नि, त्यो अगाडि ठुलो हुँदा जत्रो कन्ट्र्याक्ट भएर सानो भएको थियो, आफ्नो एरियामा उनीहरू घुम्नु थाले होइन. अब त्यहाँ कोलाइड भएर सेपरेट भए, अनि बिचमा एउटा त्यो ठुलो चाहिँ सन भएर रह्यो, अनि अरू चाहिँ त्यतिकै वरिपरि रिङमै घुमिराखेको छन्, डिट्याच भएको रिङमै घुमिरहेछन् भनिरहेको छ यसले चाहिँ. Yes, again make before and listen, then you can understood. State the hypothesis propounded by James, Jean and Jeffrey about the origin of. According to the hypothesis given by James and Jeffrey is the tidal effect. Jeffrey means tidal effect. Okay, tidal effect occurred on the sun when a big star orbiting around the sun approached it. Right? A large mass of gas was ejected from the sun due to the tidal effect. In this course of cooling, the tidal matter fragmented into the small pieces, forming planets, satellites. The result solar system was found. मतलब अब सन आफ्नै गतिमा थियो हैन. अब त्यति बेलामा एउटा ठुलो प्लानेट्स अथवा के आयो, एउटा लार्ज मास अफ ग्यास वाज के भन्छ, बिग स्टार चाहिँ सनको छेउबाट गयो अरे हैन. अब जाँदाखेरि के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि त्यसको फोर्सले सनको केही पार्टहरूलाई तानो अरे हैन. अब त्यो तानेपछि के भयो भन्दाखेरि टाइडल इफेक्ट भनेको, टाइडल भनेको त्यो सन र मुनको ग्राभिटेसनले गर्दाखेरि हुन्छ नि त, टाइडल आउँछ नि त हो. त्यस्तै त्यहाँबाट सनको केही ग्यासेसहरूलाई तानो अरे. अब त्यो ग्यासेसहरू सेलाएपछि न्यू प्लानेट सेटेलाइट्सहरू भयो भनेर यसले एक्सप्लेन गरेको छ है. ओरिजिन अफ अर्थ did not occur same time. Human beings and the study of radioactivity of rock and the fossil of human beings present on the earth provides evidence that origin of earth and human beings did not occur at same time. Right? And how many parts in the geological history are divided on the basis of existence of human beings? 4 parts. They are Eon, Era, Period and Epoch. Eon, Era, Epoch and Period. सबैभन्दा पहिला इयोन, त्यस पछाडि इरा पछाडि पिरियड अनि इपोच है. What is the duration of Paleozoic era? Write down the main features of this era. 57 crore era, 57 crore to 25 crore years ago. Yes, on the basis of this evidence obtained from the studies possible, it has found that evolution of various aquatic and terrestrial plants took place in this era, Paleozoic. Yes, this climate suitable living beings, yes, for living like suitable climate भयो, land, atmosphere, weatherहरू चेन्ज हुँदै गयो, various terrestrial plants, invertebrates were grown. And write down the duration of Mesozoic era. The duration of Mesozoic era is 25 crores to 6 crore 50 lakhs years ago. crores ago. पहिला के हो, Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, Cenozoic era. Which era is called the era of what list out the major event of Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era भनेको different types of hills and mountains were formed. Yes, and evolution of coniferous flowering plants took place. Extinction of dinosaurs, evolution of dinosaurs, extinction takes place. Yes, now Cenozoic एरियाको 6 करोड 50 लाख्स टु प्रेजेन्ट. हामी अहिले सेनोजोइक इरामा छौँ. 3टा इरा छ. त्यो पहिलो इरा भनेको फ्यालोजोइक इरा हो हैन, ट्राइजोइक इरा, अनि त्यस पछाडि मेसोजोइक इरा, सेनोजोइक इरा. अहिले हामी सेनोजोइक इरामा छौँ. मेसोजोइक इरा भनेको रेप्टाइल्सहरूको हो, अनि सेनोजोइक इरा ह्युमन बिङ्सको. फ्यालोजोइक इरा भनेको सबैभन्दा सुरुवात 57 करोड टु 25 करोड इयर्स एगोसम्ममा. मेसोजोइक इरा भनेको 25 करोड टु 6 करोड 50 लाख, अनि सेनोजोइक इरा भनेको 6 करोड 50 लाख इयर्स एगो टु करेन्ट. यस, नाउ Mesozoic era is called the era of creepers because there was dominance of creepers, dinosaurs in that era. Golden age, it is also called the golden age of reptiles because various types of reptiles like dinosaurs, turtles on the land and marine were at the peak. Yes, and why did dinosaurs evolve earlier than humans? According to the history evolution, dinosaurs belongs to class Reptilia and human beings belong to class Mammalia. Dinosaurs are less developed than mammals. Yes, so dinosaurs are less developed than mammals, so dinosaurs evolved earlier than human beings. Evolution of Cenozoic era, evolution of first mammal, evolution of elephant, fish, wool, evolution of grasses, evolution of ancient human beings, evolution of modern human beings, mammals. Yes, in Cenozoic era, 650 lakhs years ago to today. Now, living beings are evolved after millions of years ago formation of Earth. Why? The Earth evolved about 4.5 billion years ago. At the time of evolution of the Earth, it was very hot and not suitable environment were present. Yes, so for evolution and survival of organisms, so there was no life at the time of evolution of Earth. Now, next is in which era does dinosaurs evolve and extinct? In dinosaur evolve Mesozoic era and extinct in same era. Well involved in the Cenozoic era. And the fossil Mesozoic era भनेको the duration of the period was 25 years ago to 6 crore 50 lakhs ago. Cenozoic era duration was 6 crore 50 lakhs to present, and Paleozoic भनेको 57 to 25 lakh crores years ago. Dinosaurs were not present in Paleozoic era. Mesozoic era मा dinosaurs were present. Cenozoic मा human are dominance. Now, what is the evidence that dinosaurs on the earth in the past? The fossils of dinosaurs preserved in the rock on the different parts of earth are the evidence that dinosaurs were present on the earth in the past. Fossils of their fossils of dinosaurs preserved in rock on different parts of plants earth are called evidence, are the evidence dinosaurs were present. Write any down features of Mesozoic era. In Mesozoic era, the evolution of aquatic and terrestrial were continuous. In this era, there was the dominance of reptiles. Dinosaurs evolved in the Mesozoic era and human beings evolved in the Cenozoic era. What is fossils? The relics of plants and animals preserved by rock, which is buried in the rock of earth crust over the longer period of time, is called fossils. The relics of plants and animals preserved by the rock, which are buried in the rock of earth crust over a longer period of time. And fossils are found in sedimentary rock. Igneous rock are formed by volcanic eruption, so fossils are not found in igneous rock. Write down the major method of formation of fossil. The fossil are formation different processes. Some parts of organisms or whole body of organisms decay in the soil, which some preserve after they buried in sand, mud, etc. In this process, fossil are found by impression of preserved plants and skeleton after they are preserved by rock. Yes, the fossils are shaped by sedimentary rock. Due to natural disaster like volcano, flood, etc., the plants animals may sink into the earth ground. The delayed part of organisms decay in the soil and with harder parts remain pressed down in the ground. The external morphology of these hard parts is formed soil, sand, etc. In this way, fossils are formed. State any three methods for identification of fossil. Identify the impression of by study of impressions. Yes, and the whole skeleton of plants and animals are placed in rock. Fossil can be identified from the study of structure. Yes, whole skeleton of plants and animals. Fossil also identified by morphology of hard parts of organisms like teeth, bones, skeleton, root system. It is important. Study of fossil fuel is important because the study of fossil fuel helps us to discover the evolutionary trend of plants and animals. On the earth, the study of fossil fuel helps to investigate the deposit of coal and petroleum inside the earth crust. The study of fossil fuel has to determine the age of rock, to know geological history, the evolution of earth. The information about ancient human beings is taken from the fossil and prevent sedimentary rock. Fossil fuel are the fuel which are formed in the nature by decomposition and preservation of organic matter on the high temperature and pressure for a longer period of time. Is called fossil fuel. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. Anthracite is the high quality soil. How is coal formed? In ancient time, plants and animals were buried under the earth crushes uh, due to different geological phenomena like earthquake, etc. Then the remnants were pressed under the high pressure temperature for long. The elements like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are present in coal. When whole or part of plants remains in land, yes, in the form of fossil for longer period, it is converted into coal. The principal parts of plants are cellulose and lignin. These are formed from protein, oil, organic and mineral oil. This lignin plays important role for formation of coal. Why is coal is called fossil fuel? Fossil are the relations of plants and animals preserved by the rocks which are buried in the rocks earth crust over a longer period of time. When the fossils remain pressed under the high pressure and temperature, coal is formed. Since coal is the fuel which is formed from fossil, it is a fossil fuel. And how are fossil fuels are mineral fuels formed? Mineral fuels are formed in the nature by the decomposition of parts of plants and plants that are buried under the earth crust for a longer period of time. When the hard parts of plants and animals are pressed by sedimentary rock under high temperature and pressure, various chemical reaction occurs. As the result, crude oil is formed by the hydrocarbons. In this way, fossil fuels or minerals are obtained by the purification of crude oil. These fuels are obtained by drilling the holes on the earth crust. They are used to run automobiles, operate various machines. And what is geological time scale? Geological next coal is the solid state, mineral is liquid state. Coal is generally used in factory source of it. Mineral oil is used in vehicle to run engine. Dinosaurs evolved in Mesozoic era, fish Paleozoic era, frog Paleozoic era, human beings Cenozoic era, reptile Mesozoic era. The evolution of development of mammals took place in Cenozoic era. uh, in Cenozoic era, there is dominance of mammals, so it is the era of mammals. The duration in which various geological evolutionary events occurs is called geological time scale. And carbonization, the process of formation of coal from the parts of plants due to high temperature and pressure, is called carbonization. What is fossili? The release of plants and animal preserved in the rock which is buried in the rock of earth crust over a long period of time. Wool, Cenozoic era. Flowering plant, Mesozoic era. The mammal evolved in Cenozoic era. Crude oil, the mixture of hydrocarbon and other substances like nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen are called crude oil. From fossil is called crude oil. Fossil fuel are found by different processes. Some of them are described below. Some parts of organisms are decayed in soil, while some are preserved after they buried in the sand, mud. In this process, fossil is formed by the impression of preserved plants and skeleton after they pressed by rock. The rock are shaped by the sedimentary rock. Due to the natural disaster, volcano organism, the plants, animals sink in the ground. Their delayed parts of decay into the soil, while harder parts remain pressed down in the ground. The external morphology of these hard plants is formed soil. Fossil are formed. and explain the process of formation of mineral oil. Mineral oil is formed in natural process by decomposition of plants and animals that are buried under the earth crust surface for a longer period of time. When the hard parts of plants and animals are pressed by sedimentary rock under high temperature and pressure, various chemical reaction occurs. As the result, crude oil is formed by the hydrocarbon. In this way, fossil fuel are obtained by the purification of crude oil. This drilling of the holes on the earth. Now we'll read climate change 23. Now 2 lessons are only left. Is now climate change in the atmosphere. From here, no question. Draw the diagram showing the various layers of atmosphere. Yes, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere. You need to make this first odd, then troposphere 16 kilometer, stratosphere 16 to 50, and then mesosphere 50 to 80, thermosphere 80 to 720, exosphere 720. Yes, if you give deep focus, then you can remind the easily. Okay, 16, then 50, 80, 720 and above. Troposphere 0 to 16, stratosphere 16 to 50, mesosphere 50 to 80, and thermospheres 80 to 720, then exospheres above 720, and ozone layer 31 to 50 kilometer. Yes, and next question, which layer of atmosphere is responsible for changing the weather? Troposphere, yes, 16 kilometer is responsible for changing the weather because various activities related to weather like cloud formation, rain, frost, hailstorm, lightning, fog, storm, tornado, etc. occurs in this layer. Troposphere. Now in troposphere, temperature gases are decreasing while going up deep region. The density of air decreases in troposphere as increased heights, therefore the temperature goes decreasing while going up in the troposphere. You get me? Ozone layer means the layer of ozone which is found in the uppermost layer of stratosphere. 50 kilometer, it's called ozone layer. Blue gas, pale blue gas. And write down the importance of ozone layer for human beings. The ozone layer shields the earth from the harmful solar radiation. It prevents us from dangerous diseases like skin burning, cancer, yes, deficiency of immunity due to overexposure of ultraviolet radiation. It also reduces the greenhouse effect. Therefore, ozone layer is very important for human. Why is stratosphere called protective sphere? The uppermost layer of stratosphere contains ozone layers. Yes, this thick layer of air absorb most of the solar radiation and shield the earth from harmful ultraviolet radiation. It prevents from the dangerous gases like cataracts, skin burning, skin cancer, deficiency of immunity due to exposure of ultraviolet radiation. Therefore, stratosphere is called protective sphere. And atmosphere is called a protective umbrella. Why? The ozone layer present in the atmosphere absorbs most of the solar radiation, shield the earth from ultraviolet radiation. It protects the living organisms from various diseases and disorders. Therefore, atmosphere is a protective umbrella. How each ozone layer formation in stratospheresमा कसरी ओजोन लेयर फर्म हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि, when an oxygen molecule absorb high energy of solar radiation, when an oxygen molecule absorbs high energy of solar radiation, it dissociates into nascent oxygen. The nascent oxygen then combines with oxygen molecules and forms one molecule of ozone. Ozone means O3. Yes, O2 gas is produced in the earth. Yes, and when this earth O2 is mixed with solar radiation is split O2 into O and O, nascent oxygen. Yes, and that nascent oxygen again react with oxygen, down oxygen, then it will become ozone. Remember this. What is ozone layer depletion? Ozone layer depletion is the reduction of ozone content in stratospheres due to the mix of harmful industrial gases. Ozone layer is located at the uppermost of stratospheres, about 30 to 50 kilometers vertically upward. Yes, prime causes of depletion is the due to CFC products, chlorofluorocarbon oxides of nitrogen. It estimated CFC reduce about. It is estimated that a CFC molecule, one molecule of CFC can destroy the 1 lakh molecules of ozone. Bapre, bapre. Which layer is called the ionosphere? Thermosphere is known as the ionosphere. In thermospheres, ionization of gas like nitrogen, oxygen takes place due to the effect of ultraviolet. Thermosphere is known as ionospheres. In this ionization of gases, nitrogen takes place due to the effect of ultraviolet radiation. As the result, the air remains separated in this layer. Which layer of atmosphere helps in telecommunication? Why? Ionosphere helps in telecommunication because radio waves are bounds of the ions present in ionosphere reflect back to the earth. Ionosphere. Now, next question is write down the main causes of ozone layer depletion. The main causes of ozone layer depletion is the chemical substances produced by human beings. Chlorofluorocarbon is the main chemical substances which is used in refrigerator, aerosol spray can, air conditioner, plastic production. Chlorofluoron gas thus released slowly diffuse above the earth's surface and reaches the stratosphere. The gas decomposes the solar radiation, releasing chlorine molecules. Yes, chlorofluoro molecules decompose millions of ozone molecules and converts them into oxygen, just like CF to Cl3. In the ultraviolet sun, it will convert split into CFCl plus CFCl2 plus Cl. Now chlorine will react with ozone layer. Yes, now ozone chlorine plus ozone means O3 is equals to O2 plus ClO. Now ClO will again ultraviolet radiation they split this, and again ClO will be split into Cl plus O2. Yes, and now what is written here? Mistake written. ClO. Yes, no, ClO. Now this O react with nascent oxygen react with ozone layer, and O2 will be formed. Oxygen gas will be formed that depletes the ozone layer. Yes, and write down the extremely cold temperature in Antarctica plays significant role in the ozone layer depletion. Ozone and chlorine containing molecules are absorbed on the surface of ice crystals at high altitudes in Antarctica. In the presence of solar radiation, chlorine ions are liberated which react with the ozone and converted into oxygen. Write the name of 3 chemicals that destroy ozone layer: chlorofluorocarbon, methyl bromide, methyl chloroform. Write down the effects of ozone layer depletion. Effect on human beings: yes, various skin diseases is causes, cancer causes, effect on plants and animals. Yes, plants cannot produce it is reduce the rate of photosynthesis. Various species of plants get extinct and increase in temperature. The glacier of a glacier lake will be burst out. Yes, and floods may occur. Various disaster will cause. That's like creative answer. What the full form of CFC? Chlorofluorocarbons. The various source of CFC are refrigerator, aerosol sprays, can, and air conditioner industries. Various research laboratories. It is better not to overuse refrigerator with CFC. Why? Refrigerator with CFC release chlorofluorocarbon in the atmosphere. If we use them, the chlorofluorocarbon is the atmosphere slowly deplete ozone layer. Due to ozone layer depletion, plants and animals suffer from different diseases. Human beings suffer from the skin-borne cancer, yes, and cataract, skin wrinkling, etc. So it is better not to use refrigerator with CFC. What is the effect? Increasing production of chlorophyll to the ozone layer is depleted due to an increase in the production of chlorofluorocarbon in the atmosphere. It is increased the temperature of atmosphere, causing the greenhouse effect. Similarly, harmful radiation, sun ultraviolet rays reach easily on the Earth's surface, which affect organic and physical aspect of the Earth. Main causes of depletion of ozone layer is human beings. Yes, because various industrial gases are produced by human beings, which produce what called CFCA. Yes, and that's it. And what is artificial greenhouse? The artificial house made in the gardens using glass is called artificial greenhouse. Some gases in the lower atmosphere cover the earth in the form of natural greenhouse. Yes. Write down the effect of natural greenhouse. Means the sum of the gases like chlorofluoro, water vapor in the lower atmosphere cover the earth in the form of dense canopy like artificial greenhouse, which is called natural greenhouse. Write down the effect of natural greenhouse. Effect of natural greenhouse. The increase in gas that affect the greenhouse brings about the change in weather. It increases the temperature, yes, and the temperature increases it affect water cycle. There is increase in the rate of evaporation of sea from the polar ice caps and glaciers start melt. Greenhouse gases absorb the solar as well as earth existing heat. It increases the earth surface temperature. What happens if gases were not present in atmosphere? There is no greenhouse gases in atmosphere, so it could not be stored on the earth constantly. The temperature of the earth will be less by 39 degrees Celsius than present temperature of the earth. In this way, ice could not be covered. Ice will be cover the earth. As the result, there will not be any living organisms on the earth. Atmosphere helps to absorb sunlight, yes, block sunlight rays going. And next question is a neat and clean artificial greenhouse. Advantages means flower, off-season flower can be grown, summer plants can be grown in winter. The roof of artificial greenhouse is made slanted. The roof of artificial greenhouse is made slanted to allow maximum solar radiation to enter into it. What is mean by greenhouse effect? Greenhouse effect is the phenomenon of increasing the temperature of earth surface as in the artificial greenhouse. What is acid rain? Acid rain is the rain containing small amount of acid in it form from gases like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide present in atmosphere. Write down the adverse effect of acid rain. It corrodes the monuments हैन. Acid rain damage lots of crops. Acidity increase acidity of soil. And statistical data shows that the average temperature of Nepal is decreased by 0.06 degree every year. Write one main uh, causes due to increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, yes, and it changes the rain cycle affected by biodiversity. The increase in amount of industrial gases like NO2 is the main causes of increasing surface temperature of the. What is industrial smoke? Different types of industrial gases, acid, solid particles, etc. remain in the atmosphere over industrial cities, which is called industrial smoke. Different types of industrial gases, acid, solid particles remain in atmosphere over industrial cities, which is called industrial smoke. Troposphere is responsible for changing weather. Ozone layer is found in stratosphere. The name of the layer of atmosphere is expand from region 80 to 720 from Earth surface is exosphere. Um, Ozone layer depletion is the reduction of ozone content in the stratosphere due to harmful industrial gases. And formation of ozone layer O2 or solar radiation is split into nascent oxygen, and nascent oxygen again react with oxygen to give ozone. Depletion of ozone means CF2 CFCl3 is ultraviolet rate is split into CFCl2 plus Cl, and Cl will again react with ozone layer and it will change into O2 plus ClO. Now ClO will be split into Cl plus O, yes, and that O nascent oxygen react with O3 to give oxygen O2. That is the deplete of plants. Now next question. How does acid rain occur? In industrial production, various harmful gases like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, monoxide, nitrogen oxide are produced. These gases combine with rainwater and form different types of acid. Nitrogen dioxide is combines with the acid. Nitrogen oxide combines with the acid and forms sulfur acid. Sulfur dioxide combines with the oxygen and forms sulfur trioxide, which combines with the rain and forms sulfuric acid. Rain says chlorophyll should be banned and alternative CFC should be developed, yes. And अब इफेक्टहरू आफै बुझ्नु परेर बुझेर क्रिएटिभ लेख्दा हुन्छ. क्यान इन्क्रिज एसिडिटी, कजेस डिफ्रेन्ट डिजिजेस होइन, ड्यामेज क्रप्स यल्डिङ होइन, अनि कोराइज मोनुमेन्ट्सहरू यो एसिड रेनको इफेक्टहरू आफै बनाएर लेख्न सकिहालिन्छ. अब इन्डस्ट्रीमा कसरी प्रड्युस हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि कार्बन डाइअक्साइडहरू इन्डस्ट्रीले प्रड्युस गर्छ अनि तिनीहरू एगेन कम्बाइन विथ अक्सिजनसँग कम्बाइन हुन्छ अनि डिफ्रेन्ट टाइप्स अफ एसिड जस्तै सल्फरिक डाइअक्साइड होइन, न्युट्रिक एसिडहरू फर्म गर्छ अनि तिनीहरू रेन वाटरसँग मिक्स भएर के भन्छ न्युट्रिक एसिड सल्फरिक एसिड रेनफल गर्छ. I hope this much will be enough for this unit 22. Now directly begin. I will begin with the unit 23. Yes, and universe. Yes. Now what do you mean by 1 light year? Yes, 1 light year means that the total distance covered by a light ray of light in a year through a vacuum. Total distance covered by a light in a year through a vacuum. And express 1 light year into meter. 1 light year is equals to 1 year into velocity of light, 365 into or 3 lakhs kilometer per second. It is how many meter? We need to convert it into second. Year in days into second. It means 365 into 24 into 60 into 60 into 3 lakhs is equals to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. Yes. What is solar system? The family of the sun, including all planets, satellites, asteroids, meteoroids, comets, is called solar system. And the distance between the earth and the sun is 15 crore kilometer in considered as the astronomical unit. The distance between earth and sun is the astronomical unit. Diameter of the solar system is 78.1 mu. And next is what is solar wind? Solar wind is a stream of charged gaseous ion from the upper atmosphere of the sun. Stream of charged gaseous ions from the upper atmosphere of the sun. What is called Earth? Why is called Earth a planet? The Earth is called a planet because it revolves around the sun in its own orbit and it is not a luminous body. That's it. And life is not possible in Venus though it contains water, oxygen and carbon dioxide give reason. The surface temperature of Venus is very bright, yes, about 865 degree Fahrenheit to 466 degree Fahrenheit, which is not suitable for survival of living beings. Therefore, life is not possible in the Venus though it contains water, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Now, why is Mars called red planet? Mars appears red due to the presence of mineral rock limonite. So Mars is a red planet. Now, write the name of largest satellite Saturn. Name the evidence found in the atmosphere. Titan is the largest satellite of Saturn. The gas abundantly found in the atmosphere is Saturn is nitrogen. Next is natural satellite of Earth is Moon. Natural name the largest satellite of Saturn. Titan. 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 Yes, and next question. What is synodic month? The period from one full moon to another full moon is about 29.5 days, which is called synodic month. Synodic month. The period from one full moon to another full moon day. Synodic month. Yes. And what is the duration of sidal month? The duration of sidal month is 27 days, 7 hour 43 minute 11 second. The moon completes one revolution is called sidal month. Yes. And why are artificial satellites launched in the space? For telecommunications like radio, television, broadcast, long distance telephone calls, for weather forecasting, making spacecraft for gathering information about heavenly bodies, for making research labs in space, for surveying natural sources, for military purpose, etc. Next question. What is coma? The central solid mass of comet is called coma. 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 The central solid mass of comet is called coma. Why does the comet develop tail when it comes near to the sun? When a comet approaches the sun, some of the frozen matter begins to evaporate into gases due to the heat of the sun. These gases rust out by rapid vaporization from the jets carrying solid particles with them. In this way, long tail of comet is formed due to motion of comet and effect of solar wind. Effect of solar wind. The tail of comet is increased as it approaches near the sun. Why? The tail of comet is made of ice and dust particles. When the comet closer to the sun, the ice vaporization and the tail of comet is increased due to the high speed of comet and effect of solar radiation. A comet loses tail when it is far from the sun. Why? The tail of comet is made of ice and dust particles. When comet comes closer to the sun, the ice vaporization and long tail appear due to the high speed of the comet and the solar effect of wind. But when comets move away from the sun, ice does not vaporize. Due to low temperature, it finally disappears. Yes, a comet is not a star. A comet is not actually a star because comet revolves around the sun in an elliptical orbit, whereas the star does not revolve around the sun. Comet is made of dust particle and cloudy ice, whereas star is a burning and twinkling object made of hydrogen and helium. Comet is seen only after a long period. Right? Comets are seen in the sky when they approach the sun. Comets are comets take many years to complete one revolution around the sun. For example, Halley's comet completes one revolution around 76 years. So comet is seen only after a long period. Some comets disappear forever. When comets approach the sun, they lose some ice dust particles each time. These comets finally change into asteroids. Some of the asteroids enters the Earth's atmosphere and get destroyed by burning and disappearing forever. Some comets, like stack with planets and other heavenly bodies, break into many pieces and disappear forever. Now, write the name of comet which appear in interval of 76 years. Halley's comet. Halley's comet. And what is meteor shower? Sometimes numerous meteors fall towards the Earth's atmosphere, which is seen as the streak of light coming towards the Earth's atmosphere. Meteor shower भनेको sometimes numerous meteors fall towards the Earth's atmosphere, which is seen as the streak of light coming towards the Earth's atmosphere. Meteor shower भनेको देखाउने अन्त meteor showers भनेको meteorsलाई देखाउने. A meteor is finished before reaching the Earth's surface. Why? A burning stone resembling a falling star is a meteor. A burning stone resembling a falling star is called meteor. When a meteor comes towards the Earth's surface with a great speed, it burns completely due to the friction between the meteor and atmospheric gases. Therefore, a meteor is finished before reaching the Earth's surface. What do you mean by meteorite? Meteorite is the meteor in the space which is the Earth's surface. A meteor which does not burn completely on entering the Earth's surface and lands on the Earth is called meteorite. How many types of meteorites are there? There are three types of meteorites: stony irony and stony irony. Difference between meteor. A meteor is a piece of rock in outer space that travels very fast, burns with bright light as it enters the Earth's atmosphere. Meteorite, the meteor which does not burn completely on entering Earth's atmosphere and lands on the Earth. Meteorite land on the Earth. A meteorite does not affect life and property of Earth. Meteorite may affect life and property of the Earth. Shooting star. A shooting star is made of stone, iron or both. A star is made of hot gases like hydrogen, helium. A shooting star is it produces light only when it it burns due to the heat produced by friction of atmosphere of the Earth. A star is it has own source of light. Comet means a comet is made of gas, ice, dust particles. A comet is seen as a ball with a long glowing tail when it approaches the sun. Lampuchre Tara. Galaxy is the extremely large mass of stars, dust particles, scatter matters in the sky, gaseous matters in the sky. Millions of stars are present in galaxy, and the diameter of galaxy ranges from 1,000 light years to million light years. Milky Way galaxy. What are the major types of galaxy? Spiral galaxy. Spiral galaxy consists of bright disks at the central region. Around the central disks, winding arms are present. Yes, in this galaxy, spiral galaxy मा के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि bright disks at the center region. Around the disks, हैन, winding arms are present. In galaxy, a large number of dust particles and gaseous clouds are seen. Milky Way galaxy. Elliptical galaxy. The shape of elliptical galaxy is either spherical or like a flat ellipse. It is the most common galaxy. Irregular galaxy. The galaxy having irregular shape is called irregular galaxy is neither elliptical nor spherical. Give the name of galaxy in which our solar system Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way galaxy. What is constellation? Constellation. The close group of stars which appears in the form of recognizable shape and pattern. Close group of stars which form in the form of recognizable shape and pattern is called constellation. Constellation. Galaxy is the collection of billions of stars. Constellation is a collection of only very few stars. And galaxy does not form a pattern which resembles shape of an animal or human. Constellation appear the shape of an animal, human, etc. Galaxy means Milky Way, galaxy, Andromeda, planet, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Venus. Yes. And comet भनेको एउटा एक्जाम्पल के इन्की, सुमेकर, टेम्पल, टुटलेट, सेटेलाइट, मुन, फोबस, टाइटेन. एस्ट्रोइड भनेको जुनो, भेस्टा, पालस. कन्स्टिलेसन भनेको उर्सा मेजर, उर्सा माइनर, ओरियन, टुकाना, एक्सेट्रा. अर्को, why does the star look much brighter at night in clear sky? The stars which are comparatively near to the earth are relatively bigger than other stars. Look much brighter in clear night because they are bigger than other stars. Categorize the following bodies in planet. Template turtle भनेको comet, Ceres भनेको asteroid, Ursa Major constellation, Neptune planet. What is pulsar? Pulsar is the fast moving star that radiates radio frequency. Fireball is extremely large and bright meteor shower. Mars is a planet and Sun is a star. Mars revolves around the Sun, so it is a planet. Sun is a luminous body, so it is a star. Luminous one goes produce own light. Synodic month, the full period of moon. The period from one full moon to another full moon is 29.5 days, which is called synodic month. Sidal month period is 27 days, 7 hours, 43 minutes, 11.5 seconds. That is, galaxy is extremely large mass of star dust particles scattered from stars and gaseous matters. And write two reasons that life does not exist on the planet Mercury. Life supporting gases are absence of suitable temperature. Different similarities between Earth and Venus. Earth and Venus, both planets have equal size. Both planets carbon dioxide in their atmosphere. Write any two objectives of launching artificial satellites for telecommunication, for weather forecasting, and crafting. Meteor is the piece of rock in outer space that travels very fast and burns with the bright light as it enters into the Earth atmosphere. Is the piece of rock in outer space travels very fast and burns with bright light as it enters in the Earth atmosphere. Meteorite, the meteor which does not burn completely on entering Earth atmosphere and lands on the Earth is called meteorite. It may affect the life matters, but meteor may not affect. Meteor finish before reaching the Earth. Yes, when a meteor comes toward the Earth surface with a great speed, it burns completely due to the friction between meteor and atmospheric gases. It burns completely due to friction between meteor and atmospheric gases. The tail of comet appears when it approaches near the sun. When comet approaches the sun, some of its frozen matters begin to evaporate into gases due to heat of sun. These gases rush out by rapid vaporization in the form of jets, carrying solid particles with them. In this way, a long tail of comet appears when it approaches near to the sun due to the motion of comet and effect of wind. Comet matter. Comet भनेको चाहिँ a comet is made of gas, ice and dust particles. A comet can be seen as a ball with a long glowing tail when it approaches the sun. comet is seen after a long period of time. Comet is seen in the sky when it approaches the sun. Comets take many years to complete one revolution around the sun. For example, Halley comet complete one revolution around the sun after 76 years. Introduce the revolving of the around the sun. Sun such objects revolving around the sun are called comets. Comets are heavenly bodies revolving around the sun in very long elliptical orbit. They are collection of gases, dust particles, ice. Increase comes too near. The tail of comet is made of ice and dust particles. When the comet comes closer to the sun, the ice vaporization and tail of comet is increased due to the high speed of comet and effect of solar wind. It cannot be considered as a star because comets revolve around the sun in an elliptical orbit. भनेको थाहा नहुनु कि त्यस्तै होला. Elliptical orbit means round orbit, yes, and comet is made of dust particle and cloudy ices, but star are made of hydrogen and helium. From that astronomy, total 7 marks question, yes, 1 higher ability 4 marks, and understanding 2 marks question, and knowledge wise 1. From here 7 marks question, 4 marks बाट एउटा आउँदो रहेछ है. So finally I have completed reading this science, yes, and whatever question till now in ACS came I have completed. Now this was for today. Thank you so much for watching this. It has given lots of sorrow to me, pain to me, yes, is many times video is deleted again. I need to repeat, yes, that makes really a great difficulties. Nothing happened now. Completed video. It's take how many hours? Yesterday 3 hours 30 minutes. Now 1 hour 13 is 4 hours 5, about 7 hours, 6-7 hours to complete this book. Yes. Now thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.